The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why dost thou sit upon my grave, and will dead lips to speak? Why dost thou weep upon my grave, and will not let me sleep? My breast it is as cold as clay, my breath is earthly strong, and if you kiss my cold clay lips, your days they won't be long. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk. When will we meet again, sweetheart? When will we meet again? When the autumn leaves that fall from trees are green and spring up again. How oft on yonder grave, sweetheart, where we were wont to walk, the fairest flower that e'er I saw has withered to a stalk.
So you thought you could just get rid of your boy Twitch that easy? It doesn't work that way. Don't worry, people. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show Pentex how this works. You can't make me stay quiet.
Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Wraith Life Derailed. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Tam, the roving DM, and I play Isaac Candy.
I'm Rylyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'm playing Alexis Langley.
House, and I play Noah Frost.
I'm Ravenya, and I play Margot Quinn.
I'm Urian, and I play Tark Tiernan.
And when we were last with this particular crew, they had some rather interesting times. Noah was off on a bender. Aurora was stuck on duty still. The other four, well, they met Alexis's father, started doing patrols, found some guilds, got some powers, and then investigated a house not far from actually Tark's house, where they found some important info that kind of linked the circle here towards some bad shit. And we're going to actually pick up, not that same night. Well, actually, we have one scene to do from that same night, which occurred after the circle had split up a bit. And Alexis decided she needed to go pass some information. So I will let Alexis describe what she's planning to do.
I am going to Buchanan's townhome in the Fan. He has a old Victorian townhome that he is basically, over the course of past few years, has worked to restore. And I am visiting him while he sleeps so that I can have a discussion with him in his dreams.
And you, of course, go to his house where he sleeps. Now, you've been there a few times at this point, and you've actually forged a bond with him by peeking into his dreams and using your powers on him, what the Wraiths would call a consort, which makes it much easier to use your powers, but it also restricts, when you leverage the consort, other people from seeing what you did. So you go and you find him asleep in his bed. It's a restless sleep. And when you peek into his dreams, because that's the first step, he's actually having a dream with Palmer, going over all the little things that he's kicking himself for not noticing. Bits and pieces. So what is your plan for his dreams?
I will be present in the dream scene. And I'll say, Marty, stop kicking yourself.
And in the dream, it's odd, you can change things and see things. He doesn't have a body in the dream that you can see, because we hardly ever see ourselves in our dreams like that. And, okay, is this another one of my odd nightmares, or are you really here? Or
I'm here.
Of course you are. Can't help it. Should have known. Should have seen it.
It's okay. It's okay. He can't fuck with you anymore.
It's not okay, because if I'd seen it, you wouldn't have died on the train, and neither would anyone else.
Marty, they would have gotten me one way or another.
You can say that, and I can say that.
You saw the report.
Yeah, I know.
Enough people have been bought into them that they would have gotten me one way or another.
I get you. I get you.
It is a good thing you kept my badge from my son.
I wouldn't think about it like that, but I just wanted something.
I know.
So, I mean, I know you can't stay these long, so what do you need to talk about tonight? What do you want to talk about?
You know who, what, and why.
Yeah, and I've been digging into it, but I mean, I can't.
Stop. You've already solved it. The fact is, you can't prosecute.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
Oh, trust me, they are.
Always in this case, you're the literal avenging angel now. I'm not getting used to that.
Well.
But I'm not going to tell anybody, because then they're going to put me up a fucking psych eval again.
Exactly. But they're trying. You see, I'm with a few from the train, and as you know, of course, and I know you got Claire down here.
Well, I mean,
I appreciate it.
I owed you. I don't even know how that works now, but
it's okay. We're square. But now they're going to try to leverage those that are important to us to enlist our services on this side.
I mean, I can probably get some agents.
Can you trust them?
That's the hard part. I know a couple I trust, but I'm not sure I can get enough to get them all watched all the time. But I can have a couple that I trust at least check in on things. That's probably the best I can do right now. You know, Palmer's death really fucked some shit up.
I know. It was unfortunate. It wasn't what I intended.
They still don't know what happened, but they think that money, we slipped some shit in the file, you know,
Good.
like you suggested, and they think he was on the take.
Oh, he was.
And they're putting it now towards, you know, someone wanted to eliminate a witness about drug smuggling.
Mm-hmm.
Because the toxicology report that came back on him was some weird shit anyway.
I told you it would be. I told you it would be. This is bigger than you, Marty. It's bigger than I was. And now I'm not limited to a body. So I'm going to do everything I can to take those fuckers down from this side.
Look, I can't even imagine, but the things that you've been telling me about the afterlife.
Oh, you don't want any of this. It's fucking bullshit.
And as you're talking, Alexis, in the dream, you detach from yourself. There's a mirror image of you, naked, standing next to you.
Hi, Marty. Come on, you know this is what you really want, and you've got us both. You always wanted us as twins.
This shit's getting weird.
Marty, I gotta go. See, this is part of that afterlife bullshit I told you. That little dark voice sometimes you have in your head gets its own fucking mind.
But why is it in my head? Wait a minute. This.
And I pull out of the dream.
And when you pull out of the dream, your shadow is standing right there beside you still.
You take away all the fun.
Oh, darling, you keep fucking with my shit. I'll take away all your goddamn fun.
Oh, come on. You know you've been wanting this for a long time. I was just coaxing you in the opportunity. I mean, you're here.
No.
It's the
This
only way it's
can't
gonna
happen.
Now. It's the only way it's going to, sweetheart.
Well, then it's not.
Suit yourself.
And because the shadow used that, the shadow cannot speak next scene by using the powers of manifest. But Alexis returns to the day-to-day life, I'll say, of being one of the dead. And there's patrol duties, which this circle has made part of their day-to-day. It's what they have to do. And just a few days later from these particular events, the circle is on patrol. Aurora has been, unfortunately, she's been pulled off the patrol duty because of her masker abilities. And Sabrina has been almost exclusively using her to shape people, either to remove guild marks or to armor them or to arm them or otherwise, and in a few cases, change what somebody looks like as part of a, Aurora said she can't talk about it, but undercover stuff. And while on patrol, this circle has the oddest thing. I need perception and awareness from everybody.
Detail-oriented?
Sure.
Botch.
A botch. Wonderful.
Yep.
Four, three, not bad. What's Margot got? One. As you're walking, Isaac, an uncontrollable feeling of sadness washes over you. It hits you like a pure hammer. But for Alexis, Tark, and Margot, you hear drunken singing from an alley right next to, matter of fact, it's the Richmond paper. Alexis, you had enough successes, you recognize the voice. Noah's voice.
Looks like we've found our wandering lush.
Where?
Well, the smart money's on Harlow. And the moon is in the street.
I'll approach.
Shadow boys are breaking all the laws. East is St. Louis.
And as you approach, you notice all the other wraiths in the area have a sad look on their face.
Noah, snap out of it.
Rain sounds like a round of applause. The pool is weeping. It is Carnival Saloon.
Come on.
Noah.
Visible fiancés in the mirror.
And he's laying in this alley with a flask beside him.
I am going to knock the flask out of his hands.
Okay.
Time.
That is going to be, you can go Dex Brawl or Dex Athletics for that. Difficulty, of course, 6, because it's a standard, combat attempt.
That is 2.
2. It's enough. You knock it out of his hand and it clatters down the alley, but then it fades. And you see his pocket shift as it returns to his pocket.
Time.
Wake up, Noah.
Time. Thank you, love.
This is ridiculous. Noah, come on.
Hey, Noah, come on, wake up, man.
Okay, you've had your bender. It's time to wisen up again.
You did this. You're just reaping what you're sowing now.
As the shadow, I'm going to do Absent Heart.
Okay. So for Absent Heart, Noah is going to roll his permanent willpower against a difficulty of 8.
Same time this is going on, Margot is going to pull out the crop to smack him.
So Margot pulls out her crop.
It's very much, I've had enough of this, Noah.
5 against difficulty 8. Wow. You feel something, it tugs at you and you start to lose a little association with what's important to you, but you manage to struggle and get back control of it. But the flask is now empty. Your shadow has pulled the liquor from it.
What do you want?
Your wife's in town.
Bullshit.
At that point, Margot's going to smack him.
Okay. Dexterity and melee, because it's a melee weapon.
Yep.
Is Noah trying to avoid getting smacked by a riding crop, or does he even notice the riding crop coming in? Okay.
All right. Is it standard diff?
Standard difficulty, because it's considered combat. 4. Okay, here we go.
I was not expecting it to work that well.
Well, let's see. Let me pull up more things here. It is going to be, you get 3 dice.
Okay.
What is your strength?
My strength is 2. 2
So
dice.
you roll 6 dice against a difficulty 6. Noah, you're going to roll your stamina. However many dice of stamina you have. Against difficulty 6 as well.
8 and a 1, so 0.
Okay. 5. You take 5 bashing damage. Half of your corpus. She smacks you good.
Yes. That's it. Oh, you finally
I don't
let it come
consent.
out.
I didn't give you a safe word, bitch. Get up.
Ow.
Come on, Noah. We'll go take you to Claire.
What good is that going to do? I'm just going to fuck it up again.
That's part of the fun, right? We get up, we spin, we fall down again, right? That's how this works. Come on.
Besides, look at what you did to Isaac. You made him all sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his fault. Don't blame him. It's mine. I need to go see my sister.
Oh, I think she's got money for us.
Come on, Tart. You know you liked what she did. Have her hit him again. Let's do that again.
By the by, I did roll for the power. It's only an hour that you're sad.
Okay. So,
is he getting? I want to see that again, Margot.
Tark's got a little kink in you, freaking you. I didn't realize. Interesting.
No, I'm
Do you need some help up, Noah?
Yes.
Yes.
Alexis will reach her hand out to him.
And I'll get on the other side. And
now, as I recall, let me double check. No, he doesn't have tainted touch. But Tart gets on the other side of him to help him up.
Mm-hmm.
Tart, when you touch him, you start to feel a darkness seep out of your body. Do you spend the willpower, or do you let the...
Do I even understand what's going on?
You've been on the receiving end of it.
Okay.
From Isaac. You're pretty sure you could try to stop it if you wanted.
Yeah, I will. I'll spend that willpower.
So spend the willpower and you prevent it from spreading for this scene to him, not to everybody.
Okay.
And you help the drunken Noah up.
Come on. And she puts his arm over her shoulder.
Yep, and I do it too.
Let's walk this off, buddy.
And you all, now, you were on patrol. But public intoxication means you can take him and put him somewhere safe.
Mm-hmm.
Though you don't normally see wraiths intoxicated. You have broad leeway on where to do it. So where are you going to take him to let him cool off? While Isaac, of course, is going to go and check the market, but the rest of you...
where did we encounter him in the city?
Downtown. It's at the main newspaper. Now, it's not far. You could take him... I mean, you could take him back to the headquarters, but...
Tark, can we take him to your place?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll take him to Tark's.
Okay, and you don't have the same... You don't have the same stamina issues you did when you were alive.
Mm-mm.
It's actually not hard to do it. And while you're taking him there, we're going to follow Isaac for a bit here as Isaac goes to the marketplace to meet with Ami, because Ami, you'd found some stuff that she was selling for you. They're relics, not worth a lot, but they're worth a couple oboli. And as expected, when you get to the market, it's rather busy, Isaac. But she is, once again, on one of the very end rows, plain sight. And this week, she's actually got a collection of just odds and ends, couple pieces of shirt. Clothes is a big one that she's managed to get hold of. And of all things, she had a Zippo lighter when you last spoke to her that's no longer on the table. Hey, it's
Looks like business has been good. You sold a couple of things.
Yeah, I've sold a number of things. You're here for your part. Let's get the business, do the business first.
Okay, business first. Okay.
And she pulls out 3 oboli and lays them on the table. This is the balance now where you're at. I've already taken our cut out. So you're good. But hopefully you get some new stuff, because I know you've got your debt. And I know Ken's been... There was a fire.
Look, business is done. That's good.
So how you been? I mean, I know you're busy and you don't get to see me as much, but...
I mean, I've got to be honest with you, and I got to... Can you step away or...
Whatever. Hang on a second. Hang on.
I'm the reason you're dead.
Well, look, you big goof. I know that. Hang on a second. Let's not. And she looks over to somebody in the stall next to her. Marlon, can you take a look at that? Keep an eye on my stuff. And Marlon just goes, Sure, I'll keep an eye, make sure nobody swipes it. Normal prices on. She's like, yeah, just keep an eye on it so I can talk to this lout over here. And she steps away and walks you away a bit from the marketplace. Okay, so I know it's been building. Let's get this aired out. Let's get this in the open. Okay, you got me killed. I don't blame you for it, but okay.
Drugs in the jewelry box were mine. I was selling them.
Did you bring them home for me? Were they meant for me?
No, I didn't bring them home for you, but I left them where Mom would see them. And now she's in a hospital having a stroke. And Ami, I'm the reason Dad's dead, too. And I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out the warrant card.
Okay. She looks at it and she gets a very sad look on her face. I know guilt is a very powerful thing here. It hangs over all of us, but you can't change it. You can't undo what you've done. All you can do is try to be better. Like Ken said, what you do before doesn't matter. It's what you're going to do going forward. Otherwise, you don't learn from mistakes. I know it's funny. I've been here longer than you, so in this case, I'm the big sister. Trust me on this.
Why? Why would you want to do anything, Ami?
Because
I'm going to lay the warrant card in her hand.
And she holds this thing. She goes, look, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, Mom's going to be gone. You'll still be here. I'll still be here.
Have you seen Dad?
No, I haven't. I don't think he came here. Do you want to know
how he died? Do you want to know how he died?
Yes.
He was clubbed over the head. Gasoline was poured on him, and it was lit. He wasn't dead yet.
Did you pour the gas?
No. I lit the match.
That's tough.
I saw somebody get sent to the forge for killing somebody.
Yeah, that Legion they're rather picky about the rules.
I don't think you understand me. I think that's what I deserve.
And how is that going to make things better? How are you going to atone for it? How are you going to fix what you did?
It can't be fixed.
No, it can't. But you can go forward and make a difference to someone else. You can be out there on the street and see what you went through and influence the situation. Yeah, they say don't use those powers in that way. But maybe some kid out there, you can save their dad's life. And then you can save another one. Then you can save another one. Sure, it doesn't undo what you did, but you've prevented someone else from that mistake.
You know, these abilities that I've gotten since I've been here, every one of them is an ability that makes me a lackey for somebody else.
You don't think we're all lackeys to somebody? I mean, sure, I'm a partner with Ken, but
yeah, why don't you tell Ken what I did? I'm sure he'd love it. I can just imagine that Alexis knows. It's like cop sense.
He's the one who's taught me you can't change what you've done. All you can do is make it better. You can make a difference. Look at him. He was the law. He was the one who followed the law. But now look at him. He's a renegade. Why? because he thinks the laws they have are unjust. So he lives in exile. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. Because there are people who have powers that they don't agree with. It doesn't get rid of the powers. It doesn't make them not have them. But oh no, they're going to put you in the forge for having them. But you don't have a choice. You learn what you learn. So he took exile rather than live that way. You can't change the past. You can only be better. And it's a choice. You have to make that choice every day. You have to make a choice. I'm going to get up and do better. I'm going to get up and make a difference somewhere. I come and I sell stuffed animals. They're not worth much, but maybe somebody buys it and remembers the one they had as a kid. And for a brief instant, they get a little joy. I made an improvement on somebody.
Do you know how many people I brought joy to when I was alive?
Wasn't
You know what joy did to them? After the 5-10 minutes, maybe an hour, it destroyed their life. And you know what I did? Do you know what I did?
Kept doing it.
Them want more. Yeah.
You don't think I saw? You don't think I peeked in on you? You don't think I even saw you in prison? You have a lot to atone for, but you can atone. You are here. Maybe part of why you're here is to atone. Fix it.
I don't think I'm that strong.
You don't know till you try. You don't know till you try to fix it. Be the person you hoped you could be.
I'm going to reach out and take her hand and spend a willpower.
Okay.
You were always the strong one. You were the reason I could even get close to a straight path.
I'm here now.
Yeah, because of me.
But I'm still here now. And who's to say I wouldn't have been here anyway? We weren't exactly living in safe places. We weren't exactly living high on the hog, as you'll remember. Anything could have got me. So, if I'm here now and you're here now, make a difference. Yeah, your powers make you a lackey. We're all lackeys. If the hierarchy came out there to Ken and I, you think we could stop them? No, we'd have to toe the line or go to the forges like everybody else. Do you think Daniels and his fucking lot of power-hungry monsters don't report to somebody?
You know, this would be a hell of a lot easier if you hated me.
You know, here's the problem with hate. It feeds the other side. And it lets it get stronger. As does guilt. As does anger.
And
as
mine
do
must
all
be
the little things
Hercules.
that we torture ourselves with. Because guess what? Zach, we've got our own torturer with us. We don't need to do it to ourselves when we already have someone to do it for us.
And he's going to hug her.
Okay. And she steps forward and wraps her brother in a big, big hug.
Oh, Zach. Bad move. And the shadow is going to perform catharsis.
So we're going to have our first catharsis attempt right here. The shadow is going to spend one temporary angst. And then you will roll your remaining temporary angst. And Isaac will roll his permanent willpower. Both of you have a difficulty of 6.
Gotta grab more dice.
You don't need to roll. That is 1 8 and 4 1s. I kid you not.
Oh, no.
And
Sorry,
2
Ken.
3s. So just to round that out a little bit there.
This is where we're going to fade to black as the shadow takes over. Because this is our first catharsis, I wanted to take a second to speak to you, the viewer, about the following scene. Catharsis is where the shadow has taken control of the wraith in question and acts directly counter to the Wraith's wishes. Now, for you, the viewer, the following scene with Ami may be traumatizing or otherwise trigger past experiences. Please, if you have issues, mute the audio for the next 4 minutes as the scene plays out, and then you can resume watching the stream at that point. We take your own mental health and your personal experiences very seriously, and I wanted to give everyone a chance to know this is coming before it occurs. Thank you. This is our first catharsis. So how this works is Isaac will still be playing his character, but instead of the psyche in control, the shadow is going to be in control. So his shadow is going to give him a set of instructions, things that the shadow would like him to be doing. And then the part of his psyche for this scene will be played by the squishy bear there, as she is the psyche trapped inside the head of this shadow in control. So Shadow, what are your instructions?
I think Dave wants to ruin that relationship really badly. So what I'd like you to do is, since you're hugging Ami, I'm going to have you use your usury powers. I'm going to have you do Corpus Conduit.
It's okay.
That's my first thought.
But you're going to drain Corpus.
Mm-hmm. You are going to
drain
drain
Pathos.
Yeah.
No, wait. Corpus Conduit is Corpus.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm looking to see here.
It's manipulation, usury, difficulty of the target's willpower, 1 corpus per success. Can't receive corpus, can't receive it. It doesn't say I can't take it. I just can't receive it if it exceeds my own health level.
So you can't heal, but you can use it to directly damage her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
specifically, I want you to be aggressive and possessive. I don't want you to let her go until she actually forces away from you.
Okay.
How about, because we just had the conversation and I'm tying back to the totally random conversation we had that fits this very well. I had just talked about how she was the strength and how she made it easier for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So we're going to fall back into the scene. Now, the very first thing that happens, an earring appears in Isaac's ear, because that is a particular dark relic owned by the shadow. And now, of course, what is the shadow doing? Corpus Conduit, I believe it was said.
Yep.
That is.
You've always been the strength. What's my target going to be? That's the only thing I don't know.
Difficulty of the target's willpower. Your target number is 7. She has good willpower.
What? Dave, no!
You've always been the strength. You've always been the one who made me feel like I could do things, and that is 3 successes.
3 successes. Now, that also gains the psyche. Actually, the psyche gains no angst or pathos, but the shadow has just lost 2 angst from their temporary angst, because they have to use it to do that. And Ami screams in pain as tears and wounds open up, damaging her body.
I'm sorry, but you make me strong. You know that, right?
What are you doing?
I mean,
Isaac,
you give
stop.
the strength.
This hurts. What are you doing?
Oh, it hurts. Does it hurt like dying? I mean, you could forgive me for that, so it's okay if I make myself feel a little better.
No, that's not the same. What's got into you?
You've just told me how crappy this place is and how I need to be stronger and I'm going to have to deal with it, so fine. I'm taking the strength and I'm dealing with it.
Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you! Let her go!
I don't think I'm ever going to let you go.
And as you're holding her and she starts to scream, suddenly you see a Nihil open at her feet. And she's gone. Completely gone from sight. And unfortunately, you can't really follow her that way.
I'm going to turn, walk away whistling.
Okay. So you turn and walk away. Now, we'll leave you at this state for a minute. I will, you knew where the circle was headed. We're going to flash to the circle, who is now at Tark's place with a Noah who's still out of it a bit. Though it's odd, you're sobering up faster than you would expect. Your bashing damage, you're down, 2 of it has come back already. So you're still at 3 wounds. But you're sobering up faster than you should as well.
Do hangovers exist?
No.
Okay. Where? Tark, is this your place?
Yep. We came back to my place. Try to help you shake this off. Come on inside.
All right. How'd you find me?
We were on patrol. You know, doing the job we all got assigned.
How long has it been?
Storyteller, how long has it been?
God, we're going on 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. It's a hell of a bender, Noah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
When it's unlimited, you just kind of start, you don't stop.
Was it different? Was it different? I mean, for that long, was it different than in life? I mean, we just continuously.
I mean, if I drank that much in life, I would be throwing up in a toilet for a few days. My head would hurt a lot more. My head would hurt. I was just drunk.
You probably would have died from that much alcohol.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
How do you feel now? You all right?
No hangover. I mean, I'm still, if sober is an appropriate word, I'm not sober yet, but I'm not.
Things are becoming clearer.
Let me check. You said my wife is here.
Yes.
Was that?
Yes, I did. And she is.
How and why?
I have been working with Buchanan. And he was able to, I guess, use contacts he had in local media to get her a job down here.
Before I give you all my thanks, which is rightly deserved, nothing that is going to have long-term consequences. You're not. You're being safe with Buchanan, right?
Yeah. Based on what I've noticed, if I speak to him, only he hears me. I typically will visit his dreams, though. The mind will rationalize those as weird-ass dreams. But he actually is very willful, and he's not one who's going to run his mouth because he doesn't want to be put against a psych eval.
Well, if you feel that the risk is mitigated,
It is.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Orpheus wants to try to leverage us to be their operatives. We had a run-in with the Tombstone Gang in your absence.
Was that who?
Lawyer Barbie wanted us to look into. Mm-hmm. Found one of them guarding a house right nearby, actually, just a couple blocks up. And when we took care of that one, we went inside and found that there was a folder, or envelope really, hidden behind the dishwasher. In that folder were photographs of each one of us and photographs of my son, your wife, Margot's lover, or wannabe lover. I don't know what their dynamic actually was. Tark's wife, and Isaac's girlfriend, and Aurora's wife, with commentary on how to use our loved ones to leverage us. And you particularly, they wanted to know what you know.
I mean, I published what I knew, and anything new I was getting from you, Alexis.
I know.
So.
I know.
Our ankles are a little tied together right now.
Oh, they are. They are. I'm not saying it's you in particular. All of us are fucked. But I know Tark and Margot were going to look into possibly looking into phones, because we find that they have been interacting with people on the other side through phones to coordinate activities. So we've been trying to figure out phones that have been used in common around our loved ones. That was Tark's idea. Brilliant idea.
Real good.
Thanks. It was nothing. Just
Okay,
a stroke of.
We're going to pause right here 1 second. And one of the last commands from Isaac's shadow was to use Weather Eye. And Isaac opens up a knee hill where the opposite ends is Tark's house. And he is deposited right out front on the porch of Tark's house, right as suddenly control goes back to him. And it's right at this point in the conversation. And I will let Tark and Alexis and Noah and Margot finish her scene, but at any point, Isaac can walk in. Or if Isaac wishes to wait, we'll give him a chance to yell at his shadow before we walk in. But I will let the rest of you finish because Isaac is outside and can hear the conversation at this point.
Where's Aurora?
Aurora's masking.
She's on duty right now. Sometimes they have us pulled aside for individual duty. And with her talents with changing stuff, they've been having her remove guild marks. They've been having her do all kinds of stuff on the side.
Remember, it's useful.
She's useful.
I hope my leaving didn't cause you any issues.
You know, it's funny, but the marshal really didn't seem to care. He figured as long as you didn't get in trouble, you'd turn up eventually.
Well, I found a nice alleyway, appears.
Yeah, right by the Richmond Times-Dispatch.
Sounds right.
I gotta say, I'm sorry, Noah. I didn't mean to hit you that hard.
You
kind of deserved it, but I didn't mean to hit you.
It's kind of a.
I could stand to see some more.
Try to avoid the flask, Noah.
As long as I don't get any more surprises about, my wife going viral for breaking down on live television after my death, I think I'll be okay.
I know.
Now we're going to pause this for a second so I can give Isaac I'm sure he has a few choice words for his shadow out on the front porch, but he did hear that last part of the conversation.
Actually, I think what Isaac's going to do when he hears that is he is going to just walk in and walk up to Alexis, grab her by the shoulders, forgetting to use a willpower.
So Alexis can choose. Do you feel it start to seep in you? Do you try to stop it from seeping in you?
Yes.
You can burn a willpower to do it, and with your own force of will, you stop. You feel it start to creep in, and you push it back away.
Isaac, you got to be careful with
Rip
touching.
this shit out of my head. Just tear me apart. Take it all away. Put me to sleep. Put me to sleep.
I will morph and embrace him.
Okay. So you're going to roll. Now, the question is Isaac going to resist it? Probably not.
He just asked me to put him to sleep.
Yeah. So if it's voluntary, there is no roll to succeed. It's
just
automatic.
A pathos. Mm-hmm.
Yep, just a pathos.
I'll spend the pathos.
And you all see a distraught Isaac just collapse to the floor.
I didn't do that to him, did I?
No. I'm going to investigate with...
So. I knew it was coming.
Hang on.
That would be dream reading?
No, that's sleep sense.
Sleep sense.
I can spy on his dreams. I'm not going to affect him, just spy on him.
Okay. Going to use sleep sense. You will roll. Let's see. Perception phantasm.
Mm-hmm. Can I use my detail-oriented specialty?
Not for a dream, no.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 6. And this does not require a pathos.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. So, Isaac, what is your dreams about?
I would like to say my shadow and I have conferred on this. It's a dark place. There's one guy in a police uniform, but it's not a U.S. style. It's definitely a foreign country uniform. And somebody clubs him across the back of the head. You hear the crack and you see as he falls to the ground. Somebody pours gasoline on him. And then you see Isaac step forward with a match and light it. And the first one doesn't light his clothes, so he strikes a second one. And you see a family resemblance between the two of them.
And with that, Alexis will back the fuck out.
Now, reading sleep sense only lets you detect. I'm reading through this real quick. You have to spend 1 extra pathos, I believe.
Okay, I'll spend an extra.
Yeah, because it was Dream Weaver, but you're not altering the dream. You're just in it.
I thought.
No, because sleep sense from reading it,
oh,
it
yeah,
lets
that's
you
right. That's right.
determine whether they're sleeping.
On living dreams.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I can spy on living dreams, not
right.
wraith dreams. But I can
on
detect
a wraith,
if a
you can tell if they're sleeping in it. Right. So you use Dream Weaver, which is only 1 additional pathos.
I'll spend that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I won't alter anything.
Right. You're just peeking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was dark.
What the hell is going on?
I think his shadow has been fucking with him hard, making him feel guilty over past sins.
Fuck.
When he comes to, I can try and calm him down.
You can wake him anytime, jostle him. Just be careful touching him.
Use the crop. So you don't have to
he's
touch
got the
him,
creeping crud shit.
I'm just saying, I mean, anything
just
we
a
want
little
to
bit
discuss,
across the face.
let him rest some, but.
What was that, Tark? Couldn't.
Oh, just you. So you don't have to touch him. Use the crop. Just a little bit across the face.
I didn't hear I was checking to see if you're talking to me.
Tark, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's a good one, Tark. Yeah. Have him hit him again. Yeah, you're really into this. Maybe you and I should change places.
Y'all serious? You want me to?
No.
What?
Well, she wouldn't have to touch him then.
It's fine. No, I'll do it. I'm not sure what caused this, but
Margot is looking at Tark a little.
Yeah,
weird.
so is Alexis. Like literally an eyebrow cocked. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I will Joss will
Okay.
awake, and I will burn the willpower.
Okay, you'll burn the willpower because you feel it. As soon as you touch
He's
him.
been warned.
As soon as you touch him, you feel it start to push in you.
Not today, Satan.
Today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Quit making me smile. I'm supposed to be distraught.
Yes. And
as he's coming to, I'll use mood music to say not happy because I don't want it to be such a shock, but calm.
So Shadow, you can if he talks to you, you can respond, but otherwise you can't engage this scene because of a catharsis. But if he does talk to you, you can respond to it. So you're going to use keening?
Yes, just as I'm going, I just want him to wake up calm. And not
a calming.
Right.
Okay, mood music. One pathos?
Yep. For happy, I think for
sorry,
happier.
2 pathos for happy ones. Manipulation, keening, difficulty 8.
Can I use persuasive specialty?
Yeah, that would apply to that because you're being persuasive to it.
Four.
So, Isaac, your dream starts to do what a dream does. It shakes, and you're waking up. And
though your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. For you.
Am I awake yet?
Yes, you wake up. Now, you do have this feeling of calm over you. It doesn't erase what happened, but you are a lot calmer.
But I hear Noah singing as well.
Yes.
Why? Quit trying to make me better. I'm not good. I'm never going to be good.
I'm not trying to fix you. I'm trying to make you waking up easier. I'm not trying to erase the hard. I'm just trying to ease it a little bit.
I appreciate it. No, I'm sorry.
No. Nothing to apologize for. I have no idea what the hell happened. And, I'm getting out of whatever stupor I was just in for 2.5 weeks, apparently.
I have your money and I'm going to take it and just kind of drop it out on the floor. I just sent my sister to hell.
What?
What? How?
Yeah, Dave. How did I do that, Dave?
Beats me, Zach. It was all you.
I'd like to.
Would you like to know?
Yeah.
Be careful.
I'm going to pull the memory.
So you're going to use Mimnosis to pull the memory, to put it in the front of his mind. Now, in so doing, you are also going to see it. But you're using open book.
Yep.
Would he still... So right now, with how the power works, he's calm for 4 hours.
Yes.
And
even if you pull the memory...
Has this happened in the last hour?
Yes. Even if you pull the memory...
Then I spend no pathos.
It's going to... He still will be calm. It's intelligence Mimnosis.
No pathos for the last hour.
Right. Versus... What is your willpower, Isaac? Your permanent willpower?
Permanent 7.
7? It's the higher of permanent willpower or temporary angst, so the target is 7. Quite a bit of angst was used during that little bit.
Quite a bit was caused.
Shade getting thrown.
What are shadows if not shade?
I have a dice pool of 8 dice.
Okay.
And I have 8 successes.
So, You not only pull it to the height of his mind, and he can remember every detail of the minute. Now, this time it doesn't upset you the same way it did because, and being able to recall it in this way when the shadow is not filtering what you're seeing, you see the other end of that knee hill was the library. But Alexis, you, of course, just saw that entire scene play out. Right down to feeling trapped in your own head, watching it from behind eyes that aren't yours, unable to, that feeling of unable to stop what's going on.
Fuck.
What?
What happened?
It's all right. It was just an exchange. It's.
What is it, Alexis?
These fucking bitches in our head can completely override us and force us to do shit.
What?
We get trapped watching them do it and not able to fucking do shit about it.
Thomas did warn us.
It's all right. I had to be complicit in it or it wouldn't have happened. I mean,
no.
Alexis, you have to see the irony in allowing yourself to get upset about this. I get it. It is upsetting. But that would be playing right into their hands. I can tell you from very recent experience.
Oh.
Someone should have gone with him.
She's okay, Isaac. She's okay.
Just remember that, you little fucking shit. If you don't do what you need to be doing, I can always make you do it.
Thanks for the reminder.
I think everybody just needs to realize, number one, be careful who you're around and what you can do. Think about how it can be used.
Yeah.
Because you saw me heal.
I also
Aurora.
saw you wound.
Apparently I can rip it out too.
Fuck.
You said she was safe, though, Alexis?
She basically teleported through a knee hill back to the library.
I mean, that's all things considered. It could have been a lot worse.
I'm as bad as those things that ripped that guy apart that night when they were bringing us in.
No.
We're all capable of that. We are all capable of destroying everything if we choose. None of us are inherently good people. All of us have our demons.
And now the demons have agency.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I sacrificed everything that would fucking make me happy for success, Isaac. Does that make me a good person? No, it doesn't.
You only knew.
Oh, I've gotten some pictures of it. I put you to sleep, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. None of us are saints.
Isaac, remember that conversation we had? It's your past, but, we're moving forward together.
We can't change it.
But do you think you need to know who you're moving forward with?
I think I have a pretty good idea who you are now. I don't know that guy. I've said it a few times, I think I'm much better in death than I was in life.
It's your past. You don't have to live there anymore.
You saw the worst of me just now.
Brother, if that's the worst of you, you are a saint compared to me.
Say neglecting.
But I've got some clarity on one thing. Alexis,
Yes,
let's take these motherfuckers out.
absolutely. Or dive off into oblivion trying.
I'm fucking down to break some stuff.
Where we do, can I see my wife?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I'm going to use.
I can take you to her.
Even so, I'm going to use. Was it Life Web? Sense strands.
Yep. And I will let you roll. For Life Web, for Sense Strands, you are going to roll Perception plus Life Web.
Is Insightful, Matt, work for this?
Not for this first part.
Okay.
Unless you're going to spend a Pathos so that you can access even more.
Why the hell not?
Okay. So in this case, you roll Perception Awareness and spend a Pathos.
Okay.
No, sorry, still Perception Life Web. Sorry. Perception Life Web first.
I think it would have been the same roll, regardless.
Yep.
You said standard?
Where she's at? Yes, the Shroud is 6.
Okay. 5 successes.
Okay. That lets you roll
4 successes because one of them, the other one was a 1.
That'll let you roll 4 dice on a Perception Alertness and a Perception Awareness roll. So roll 4 dice twice.
Wait, Perception Alertness?
Yep. Up to 4 dice.
Oh, up to 4 dice. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
For each. And that is your attempt to locate exactly what you're seeing.
2, and then 1.
Okay. This allows you to spread your perceptions to it. She's in an apartment right now. A bunch of moving boxes. And pushing your senses out. You see the new mail forward, and you have an address. It is Richmond.
Sorry for doubting you. Thank you. I'd like to go now if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. And this is where I think we're going to go to break with everyone here getting a lesson in what it really means to have a shadow in control. And it was a tough scene to play, but this is a mature game for a reason. So we will see you in 10 minutes, everyone. Please enjoy.
She lives in murk and shadow, cold as the alleys of stone. She's a blur in the window, a prisoner of the underworld. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew before the cursed dark consumed. day gets longer till no one can remember, lost in the gloom. She sings a song to the moon, the loneliest song you ever knew. A friend she lost, lovers too, of life before she fell to gloom. She watches life from the gloom. Friends she lost and lovers too. That simple life she once knew, before the cursed dark consumed. Child, open your eyes, you are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we've been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? In the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Come, let's leave this world behind. Dance with the dark ones in your mind. Come, let's leave them all behind. Dance with the dark ones. Dance with the dark ones. Hush, child, open your eyes. rise, you are not alone. We are your dark ones, holding you close. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. We've been waiting for you. That world doesn't want you like we do. We see you, for in the night fire shines bright. Come dance with us, dance in the darkness. Oh, how we have been waiting for you. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless. Why fight the night when the night is endless? Why cling to the light when the light always diminishes? Come dance in the dark and you will be fearless. Let the dark kill the love in your heart till your heart is painless.
Welcome back. Before the break, we had a pretty heart-wrenching scene from Noah and Isaac, actually. Just heart-wrenching in a different way. And Noah departed the company of his fellow Wraiths to go and check on his wife. And he did. Found her freshly moved into a new apartment here in Richmond. Transferred, by what he can tell, through an affiliate station. Now, he's also been told that behind the scenes there was another reason for the transfer. And then the circle, of course, has duties, jobs to do. And you do them. You go on your patrols. And for the circle here, for some reason, you don't find Ami again in the market. Not for the 2 weeks that you're on patrol. You don't find her at all any day there. And during the off time, of course, Tark and Margot had a thing they were working on to attempt to find possible numbers that might be associated nearby. Now, I'm going to give this info to you. You found a few suspicious numbers that seem to pop up with a common regularity. And one of the odd things, let me pull this up in my notes real quick, about where the real suspicious part went. Right there. Here we go. Bad storyteller not being ready. Look at that. You noticed that every Friday, some of the phone numbers seem to gather at the Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond. And of course, they gather late in the evening, actually, well after midnight. So we're going to pick up Friday, earlier in the day, as this circle gathers. Aurora still stuck on duty. It's a shame, too, because she's missing a lot of the crazy stuff going on. But as you've been told, you have duties to do. Now, for you, so you know, Noah, Daniel, he was glad to see you back. And explained a lot of people resist their duties. But you didn't get in trouble. You came back. And he's not going to hold it against you this time. So where do you meet this once again? Where is the circle planning to meet this time? Last time you met at Tark's house. Is that going to be the same place, or do you have a better place to meet up? Oh, no, actually, last time you first met up at the studio and then went to Tark's house. Where do you meet up this time?
Since most of us are assigned around the downtown area for various things, I'm going to make a suggestion that we meet up at Buchanan's apartment in the Fan. I mean, not apartment, townhome.
Okay.
Okay. And he's not there that night. He's working in the office. But I'm going to turn the scene over to the circle on your... You managed to, for 5 of you, change your off night, make sure you had an off Friday. You don't know why. Tark hasn't explained why. He just said, let's make sure we're off Friday. Mm-hmm. Both Tark and Margot, because it was a team effort. Mm-hmm. And I turn this over to the circle so they can reveal what they figured out.
I take it y'all found something.
Yeah, we did. We tried to whittle down and isolate phone numbers that were moving around all of our common families area, and we did. And one of the artifacts that came out of that data is that it looks like they have a tendency to congregate over at the cemetery on Friday nights, sometimes a little after midnight. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking,
what cemetery?
Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Storyteller, is that the one where Alexis's father's grave is?
Yes, it is actually. And it's also not just that, it has a number of Civil War soldiers buried in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating.
So we're wondering, the rest of you, if you maybe want to check that out, do a little surveillance on them from a distance, see if we can find out who it is.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. I think that's a good idea. Agreed, everyone? Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
So, do you make any plans about, you know what time? It's after midnight, so you've got a few hours. So you got time to plan and figure out what you want to do, how you want to approach it, and how you plan to watch.
I mean, certainly I can be our radar.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
No, again, I can't pinpoint where danger's coming from. I can just...
But just knowing that it's a trap is enough to be helpful. Or that it's dangerous.
I have a place we can hide.
Where's that?
My sister's grave.
My father's is there too.
My sister's in a mausoleum.
I know from personal experience I can slip into, objects, people that are important to me. I might be able to incognito eavesdrop, depending on where they are.
For everyone else, it's a building. I'd be able to go inside.
I have this thing I can do where I can essentially fortune tell. I don't think I can do it on myself, but I can kind of get a sense on how things are going to go for someone else. The thing about that is, it's not, I mean, like anything, like fate, it's not concrete. So I don't know if knowing it will affect it. Like it gets messy. So if we want to just go in, I don't want to say blind, but without knowing what happens. But if one of you wants to be my guinea pig, I can tap into what.
I'll do it.
Oh, Or I'll be willing to volunteer too if you want to.
I don't want to use too much energy. So if there's someone that feels strongly, I'm more than happy to. Okay. I will extend my hand.
I'll take it.
And I will use Reading the Bones.
Okay, let me pull this up so I have it. Reading the Bones. This is one of your fatalism powers. You delve deeper into fate's design for other beings and objects. You get snapshots of what occur without outside intervention. So it can help you. You're going to concentrate on the subject for a minute. You spend 2 pathos and roll perception plus fatalism. Now, because of what you're trying to see, the difficulty is 6. And each success...
Oh, sorry.
Hang on. You get 1 question about the future for each success.
Right. Well, does my insightful come into play?
Sure. Because that would make sense since you're reading fate's design on things, insightful may make you better interpret what you've read. Sounds like some exploding 10s.
5 successes.
You get 5 questions about the subject's immediate future as it stands.
Do they know she's coming? Do our targets know she's coming?
No. You don't see any future where they know you're coming ahead of time. You see several where you alert them to your presence after arriving. Somewhere you don't. But none of them know ahead of time that you're coming.
Do I see if... And if this is too metagamey, let me know. I'm still working around this power. Do I see a future where I see the safest location we can go? Or where she can go?
You see a future let me try to put this. If she keeps with her current plan, an opportunity for enlightenment will occur.
That's 2. Can I metagame some suggestions from my fellow circle here? Because
you're meditating on it an hour, or not an hour, a minute or 2. I will let members of the circle give you tips of things they might have asked you beforehand before you were using it that they would be interested to see in a fate. Now, Alexis must be very careful because you don't want to ask too much about yourself. But,
Alexis,
right? So
I'm not asking anything.
So if anyone else would like suggestions to him, he's free to take them and use which ones he wishes.
Because I don't want to be sitting here for 5 minutes and you just like everyone twiddling their thumbs as I think of 3 more questions. Anyone? Bueller.
Tamshu's muted.
Oh, good.
I said, I think we're all flummoxed trying to come up with something.
I'm not sure how to weave this into what's relevant, but are there any, aside from the quick that we know we've been surveilling with their telephones, I mean, are they purely quick? Are they skin-ridden with some supernatural?
I would just a suggestion, not as Alexis, but as another player. I would pose that question: will there be supernatural influences to our targets?
Yeah,
sure. I will ask that.
You see, the targets themselves have no supernatural influence, but there is a supernatural influence hanging over it. A meeting with an unexpected potential ally.
An ally to us?
Yes.
Do I see a future where someone unintentionally gets in the way?
No.
Okay.
Not unintentionally.
Tam,
Right.
I think, had one.
I was just going to ask, do you see it? I'm trying to understand how this works, and you're telling
Yeah,
us.
no, I can tell me. Let spitball here, and I can try and meditate appropriately.
I'm sorry if this feels a little dark and all, but does she see a way for us to take out any of them?
Is there a future where we can
safely
stop this, significantly hinder them in the now?
All the paths that lead to direct intervention against these individuals this night leads to ruin for those important to her.
Not a good idea right now.
Okay.
Surveillance.
Yeah.
And I mean this with as much sincerity, no snark. We can't have from what I'm seeing, we can't have a Palmer situation here, or it will go very badly. There will be consequences that ripple out. This has to be surveillance.
So it's a good idea for me to go pop in my dad's grave and wait and listen.
Your plan, from what I saw, seems to have a high chance of succeeding or accomplishing what we need to.
Good.
One thing that is gnawing at me is that there might be an ally at this meeting we're about to snoop on.
Fantastic.
Any kind of feeling for what kind?
Okay. Unexpected is all I said.
Yeah.
Right.
Fantastic. Well, luckily, I'll be the one, if you guys are in the mausoleum, I'll be the one possibly closest to them. So when the ally appears, you got the talker right here.
So,
okay.
Let's stick to the plan that you put forth, Alexis.
Okay. Then let's head over there early before they start scoping out the place.
Okay. I just don't want, the more deviation, the more unpredictable everything I just saw becomes.
And please don't sing Noah, your voice carries.
Don't intend to.
If I do anything, please just not. If he takes over again,
I'll knock you out.
Thank you.
If something like that happens, Tark, have your friend Margot over there beat him with the stick. That was fun.
Isaac, you can trust us.
We've got your back.
You can trust me. That's what I'm worried about.
I trust you. We shouldn't trust. Yeah. No, I know.
So you head to Hollywood Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis, here's the thing. When you get to Hollywood Cemetery, the first thing you notice is there's a number of wraiths there.
Mm-hmm.
They get up. They're fighting amongst themselves. They fall. They die.
It's the drones.
They get back up. They fight amongst themselves. They fall. They die. Now, I do want everyone to roll. This is going to, not just for right here, this is going to cover multiple parts of the scene. This is just for me to have a general idea of what you've seen. I want perception awareness.
My insightful.
Yep. Detail-oriented would also work.
Can I do investigation instead of
yes,
awareness?
I will let you use that too.
Oh,
Can I use alertness instead of awareness? I understand if not. I'm just asking if that would
Yeah,
count.
I'll let you use it.
Okay.
you said investigation works.
Yes, if you wish to use investigation.
With my perception detail oriented?
Yes.
And difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
Oh, wow. Well, in that case,
He's
Wow, 6 for Tark,
Jeez, what?
8.
What?
10 for Noah.
Mm-hmm.
This is like it.
this is the thing I do.
Yep. And I'm going to, 8. I'm going to make, I've noted down what they are. And as people notice certain things, I will bring it up. And Alexis, for you, Isaac, you haven't really spent much time here, but you feel it drawing you, pulling you towards the grave marker, the plaque that's above your sister's crypt. You can feel it tugging at you.
I'm going to use that to direct everyone who's not Alexis to
Okay.
it. It's over here.
Yep.
And I will nod to them and start heading towards my father's grave.
And Alexis gets to the grave and she can just think about it and is in the grave. Now it's weird because you're in it, but you can feel everything around you, everything going on. But it's calming and peaceful while you're in this. Now for the rest of you, you're taken inside the crypt. Now you can't see out of it, but you could if you want to. You can be partially in, partially out. You could literally have just side of your head sticking out of it and hear and be very hard to notice.
And I use a foreshadow, aka danger sense.
Go ahead.
Perception what?
I think it's perception, alertness plus fatalism.
I thought my investigation had a lot of dice. Target?
Target is 6.
I had 10 dice and I rolled 2 successes.
The curse strikes.
At least it wasn't a botch.
There is a sense of danger. There's always a low-lying danger.
Right.
But in this case, you sense not only a bit of danger, but a bit of opportunity.
Interesting. A little more danger than normal. I mean, there's always a little bit of danger. But again, that there's something that might go in our favor here. Just be on the lookout for someone who maybe seems out of place.
more than us?
No. Someone who looks like they're trying to be there, but maybe on our side. Or at least maybe opportunistic enough to want to help us instead.
Now, question for Isaac. Does Isaac go into the grave marker or does he stay with his?
No, he's going to look at it and feel it and move toward it, read the name, and then move to the opposite side.
Okay. So you all sit and wait, and it's a lot of waiting and waiting. And then night falls. As night sets in, these drones are still reenacting a fight over and over, screaming in pain from time to time, injured, and they just keep reenacting it. And given what you've been told about drones, you know they'll keep doing it forever until taken to the forge. But nobody has gathered them up. Though you suspect there's a chance that some have disappeared because some people are dying with nobody fighting them. And then midnight rolls around. and you see a woman, maybe in her 50s, come wandering into the cemetery. And she's actually not far from Alexis's father's grave. She just literally sets up and sets on one of the graves and sits there.
Can I see from within the grave?
Yes.
Okay.
Your senses.
Does she have a life light?
Yes, she has a glow.
Okay.
She is a member of the Quick.
Do I recognize her?
Roll. I'll let you use intelligence investigation for this one.
Five successes.
You vaguely remember seeing her one of the nights that you were following Buchanan around. She was in the same grocery store with him, picking up groceries. You vaguely recall her from there. It's something about her, the glow around her reminded you of that particular incident. And about 10 minutes later, man comes up. Can't be more than 19.
Also has a life.
Yep. And Deborah. And she looks at him and goes, "Number 5. I hate when you call me that. That's what you are." And she doesn't say another word. She just waits. Then you see 2 other individuals come up. Both of them men in their mid-30s. Very nondescript in a lot of ways. Hard to recognize. And now, Noah, because you had the highest successes, you're the first one to notice that one of the drones all day had been repeating the same thing. It's moved closer to Alexis's father's grave. It's not repeating the same scene exactly as it was before. It's not returning to the same point it was. And Alexis, you begin to notice as well that as these are gathering, it's slowly reenacting its scenes closer and closer and closer to the grave. Tark, you as well. Margot, Isaac, you're the last to notice that this drone is not doing what the rest of the drones do. It still seems to be reenacting, but how far it goes before it falls and how soon it gets up and resets itself is getting shorter and shorter so that it's hanging right around these individuals and not straying far from them. Now for Alexis, who's very close to him, there's something wrong with this drone's eyes. There's a darkness. It almost strikes you as his eyes are reveling in the darkness. And as the 3 get together, they begin talking. Number 5, number 7, 3. This is Deborah talking. Anything to report? Nothing. Yes, Isaac.
I would like to take a peek of the last assembled one. There's a moment.
Are you going to take a peek at?
The one with the dark eyes that the last one to show up.
You're going to peek at it with your...
The abnormal drone.
The abnormal drone?
The abnormal drone. Thank you.
The weird drone. Well. Okay, soul sight, right?
Yeah.
You are going to roll perception castigate. Target number is going to be 6.
My dice hate me now. That is going to be 1 success.
It's enough to tell you something.
I thought you were going to say botch, so yeah,
something is off. Definitely something off with this. It has a weaker shadow. Much weaker. But the shadow behind it It looks normal to you. Doesn't quite look like the other shadows you've seen. But it does have one. It looks less menacing, less frightening. And Deborah speaks over. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye out. I saw Subject 1 at the grocery store keeping an eye on her partner, but that's not subject we're looking for on that. So, I didn't approach. I haven't seen her or any of them around those that are important to them, but we haven't been able to stake them out the whole time. Deborah goes, or Deborah she's nodding after saying it. And the other three look at her and go, so continue what we're doing? Yeah, let the cell know. Keep watch. We need to catch these potential ops so we can corner them and let them know the deal. My boss is being very pushy about that. The other three, we'll do, Deborah. Same time next week. And the drone has stopped being a drone. It's actually looking right at Alexis's father's grave.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the three wander off.
As soon as they wander off, I'll step out of the grave.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Are your friends? Well, I know where they are. Can you have them come speak?
Come on over, guys.
Poke my head out first.
I'm here to be social. I'm here to be friendly.
Okay.
All
we
right.
can be social and friendly.
Okay.
I hoped as much. And this drone, wearing a Civil War outfit, when you get close and can really look, all of you see behind its eyes is a shadowy mass reveling in the shadow and in the darkness.
Well, while we're moving forward, Margot's going to use impulse.
Okay.
She's not going to try and make it look like she's doing anything. She's just coming to...
Okay, so you're going to use solicitor powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to impulse. See what it's up to.
Mm-hmm.
See what it wants to do. Let me find that power. Because, whenever I'm looking for one, I find every power but it.
Manipulation plus intimidation.
Intimation plus manipulation. Target number is going to be 6. Dun, dun, dun.
It would have been 5, but it's 4.
4. Its current impulse is it would love to hurt you all, but it's not allowed to.
Good to know.
Do you know what I am? Have you been taught that yet?
No. What are you?
Spectre?
Of a sort, yes. I am what they call a doppelganger.
Oh.
Now, if you were older, you would probably be running in fear right now. But I assure you, I am not here to hurt you.
I know.
I have been sent to ask you to come with me to meet with somebody who, let's say, is a representative of another power that your interests may align. Frankly, this whole concept is unpleasant to me. But even we have a hierarchy of things that we must obey.
Interesting. Let's go then. As it's unpleasant to you.
And it looks down, and you see a knee hill open at your feet. Would you like me to go first?
Of course.
And it just steps into the knee hill and falls through. And you see it standing on it looks like a bit of ground, almost a blasted, desolate island. There's even a blackened, gnarled up tree next to it.
Just to be sure, we'll have passage back, yes?
And it looks up from Nihil. Of course.
Alexis steps in.
Okay.
Dark will walk up to it, look down, hesitate for just a little bit, and then step through.
This looks like fun. And Isaac will step in.
I am the walrus, cuckoo, cachoo. Margot just kind of turns back and just...
And then we have Noah standing there.
Third time's a charm.
When you step in, it closes behind you. And you are on a small little island, maybe 20 feet round. And all around you, you see, Noah, you've seen this before. You flew through it once. What's around you is flotsam and jetsam of bits and pieces of everything, and blood, sand. It laps like water. And other times it's like a curtain of dust. Sometimes it's raining blood around you. Sometimes it's lightning. But in this one little spot, you're on solid ground and none of that touches you. And
this reminds me a lot of that one bell maelstrom that we were in.
The maelstrom is when the tempest is unleashed. You are in the Templars. This is an island. They appear from time to time, and we use them. Now, I must step away. Mine is not to know what is being dealt with. Mine is just to follow.
Sucks, doesn't it?
You have no idea how much I would want to rend you to pieces right now. But I obey. And it steps away. And someone steps in, maybe 7 years old, a stripling. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You've heard of us.
Yes.
I've been sent to discuss some things with you from one of the Neverborn.
I'm aware.
Neverborn?
One of the masters of the labyrinth. One that was never one of us. In the Skinlands. They have always existed outside of the Skinlands. They would continue. I believe some call them Malfians. But that's no matter.
I'm going to activate Memory Vault for this scene.
Okay, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to lock away the events of this scene.
Well, you can do that after it happens.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're locking before it happened.
Okay.
Then you can do it.
Okay.
My master bids that you have certain interests that align.
And what interests would those be?
Orpheus.
Indeed.
My master is not pleased with the way that Orpheus likes to stick their grubby fingers in, let's just say, affairs that he feels should be his.
Like what?
Like the Shadowlands, like the dead. There's a reason the shroud is in place, and it's not to have the quick dabbling in our affairs. And while my master has done what it could to combat this, agents can be limited, and there are others who see things differently. But you see, we found there's an opportunity here. You were there after your family, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, do you know that they can't be stopped easily? And all it takes is for the information on your family to be sent to one of the main offices, for that to become, well, a scourge that would follow them to the end.
Intimately.
My master has made sure that that information has not left the building.
Oh, so he works for them too.
No. We have agents to oppose them. We have agents to destroy theirs where we can. But you'll find, much like your kind, the Neverborn each have their own goals, and some work in opposition to the others. In the case of my master, there are those who oppose his intention to prevent the dabbling in our side. But my master saw the opportunity that perhaps you could help him.
And how would we do such?
We can't afford to have our agents found. But you are what could be described as expendable assets, deniable assets.
Appreciate your honesty.
Well, does no good to lie. You would figure it out anyway.
Of course.
And if, before we get into the nitty gritty, say we survive whatever we run headfirst into, what assurances do we have that we're just not going to be expended from your master's end
and
as a loose thread?
And what do we have to gain from this?
Your family being safe. You see, right now, all the information on your family is a few quick, and then the databases of those servers in that building. Now, I'm not going to tell you the building. Not yet. But if the information was somehow removed, then all the knowledge of your family is removed with it. And as for those quick agents, we can act against those on our own. We have our own agents. It's the building that is the problem. If we act, it spoils people that we've had in there for a while. I believe my master calls them deep cover agents.
You didn't answer my question.
What happens to you afterwards? We don't care.
That's what has me worried.
Well, that would be your problem to solve. But at least your families would be safe. And those you love are safe. As safe as the quick are. You see, we don't have to betray you afterwards because eventually you're still coming here. As I found out 400 years ago. We all come here eventually. Or you go to the Maw of Oblivion. Either way, you serve my master in the end. But you can do something good for those you love. And that is the key.
Are we just given this task, or is there any other support you're able to provide?
We can get you the building. Tell you defenses. Some. The ones we know of. Our agents are in the quick, so they don't see everything. Though some seem to be addicted to that hue business that lets them see our kind. It's a chance to save what matters. Sure, it's dangerous. But letting your family be known is dangerous. And all it would take was for one of our agents to allow that data to be transferred now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we get the threat already. We get the threat. What do you want us to do? Just be clear. What are we supposed to do? And who lives, who dies? Let's just make it easy. Quit talking crypt. What is it with the younger they are, the more punk ass of a kid they are, the older they are, and the more cryptic they talk?
I'm sorry if I'm cryptic. I don't have much experience in your side. I died young. I've had to learn here, speaking to, let's just say, individuals who are not sane. You try dealing with a ravening beast to teach you the way things work. You get.
I have. I've talked to Noah.
Okay, enough.
So what do we want you to do? It's very easy.
What are the details of the task?
We want the one running it killed. Sends a message. We want the systems in there destroyed. And inside you will also find a room that has a bank of glass tubes with people sleeping in it. We want the tubes destroyed and the people in them dead, because those are the ones they send across.
Does breaking the tube kill the person, or does that require a separate action?
It injures them. It may kill them. I don't have details on how it works. I've been told it's very cold in there. But breaking it can cause problems. But I'm sure you can find a way to sabotage.
Sounds like a life support system.
And in return, you will know that you have ensured your family is safe. And if you can do it smartly, you may even manage to not get caught. Let's just say the other Quick don't know about this building. And neither do many of the restless dead.
Interesting. Where is the building located?
Are you going to agree to do it?
I agree.
The goal, though, is to ensure that Orpheus goes inert for good.
This branch. You see, they'll rebuild it in a few years, I'm sure. It takes time, it takes money, and it takes effort. And while that effort is being spent there, it's not being spent other places.
It blinds them in this area.
And it temporarily disrupts and sends a message that my master is not particularly pleased when other individuals dabble in their business.
Now you say.
What about your agents in the building?
They will be cleared that day. They will be on other assignments and will somehow miss all the things that go wrong and will be free to go to some of the other buildings in other cities. And hence why we don't want to burn them. Any that get caught there are ones we've written off anyway. Not important to the scheme.
Do we get any resources? I mean, I don't know if you all remember, but we still have that fucking thing with Mort.
Yeah.
Money? You worry about money.
I don't think
I know it sounds ridiculous, but...
I mean, compensation would assist with various things we may need to complete the job.
Money is a pittance. It's pointless. Fine. Money will be brought to you. The drone will bring you money. I'm sure he'll love that.
Now, you say that our families will be safe should we complete this mission. What assurance do we have that our family's data is held only in this building? There is no distributed backup?
That is what our agents have been ensuring. You see, the standard procedure is them to send it there, and they forward it up to the head office. But let's just say they sent the data, but it never left. We do have one or two of your kind that can also get inside the system and make things look like it's working correctly, but just not doing what they think.
Personally, guys, I think this is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm with you.
I'm on board.
To lose.
Exactly.
We figured you would be watching. You see, while the others couldn't track you, my master has better people at times. After the fire you caused in their safe house, he knew it was a matter of time before you found the rest of the groups. To warn you, if you do not do this and you think to bargain a better deal with the other side, I guarantee you their views on the subject are not pleasant.
I have no intention.
Those bastards are the reason I'm even fucking here.
That is correct. You may not have had knowledge of them, but you had knowledge of those that work with them.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I will tell them. And you will be given instructions on the building. I will even give you instructions on when the CEO is expected to be there.
Perfect.
It will be passed to you.
As well as the compensation.
That is correct. Well, you wish to leave, do you not?
I do.
This is not the most appealing scenery.
Why not?
To us. I mean, perhaps you're used to it at this point.
It's all I've known for much of my time. Well, have fun. And she actually starts skipping away, singing, "Ring around the rosies."
Is this the same stripling we saw the first night we were there?
You mean you saw?
You saw. Nobody else did.
That I saw.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It is the same one.
I bet you prefer my singing to that.
Yeah.
And as she skips off, you see an opening in the center of the island open up. And that drone steps forward and says, "See you way back." Of course, if you had said no, probably wouldn't have opened. I would have enjoyed that more. It would have been more fun.
Yeah, but you realize I'm not here for your pleasure, right?
I know. Don't rub it in, please.
And Alexis will step through.
Okay. And Alexis, you step out right back where you left, actually.
Perfect.
And the rest of you step in as well?
Yes.
And you're back at the gravestone. Now I turn the scenes back to the players. You can either talk here or you can find a better place to talk, of course. He doesn't step back with you, so they're down one drone in the center of the cemetery.
We should let Aurora know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Let's go back. I don't want to listen to these guys fighting all damn night.
we have a goal now.
Yeah. Go back to Tark's place?
Sure. Let's go.
Don't want to intrude. If he doesn't mind.
No, not at all.
No, he's offered hospitality.
So
I just don't want to abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't consider it abuse at all. Please come stay at my place.
So you return to Tark's place. Now, I will let you discuss where you know it's safe to talk at Tark's place.
You know,
which is strangely empty most nights because her best memories of you, Tark, Or at the farm.
You know, guys, that young one that we were talking to, that stripling, that's the one I saw the first night we were here during the maelstrom outside our building.
Why
Funny
am I
how
not surprised?
Things have a way of circling back around, don't they?
Mm-hmm, they do.
I don't know about you. I want to take all the fuckers down.
You even have to question that? Come on.
I have, not just here, but on the other side. If there's opportunity and you find, if you find something that's so incriminating that it can't be ignored, I have some email addresses that if either you or you looking to at Tark or Margot, I want you to send them to every goddamn editor at every major goddamn newspaper and news outlet you can. If we're doing this big. We're taking them from our side and theirs if we can.
Agreed.
We can do this.
No, I was really, really pissed off at you, Noah, you, Tark, and Alexis for, kicking over the hornet's nest and the train and ending my life earlier.
You weren't alone there.
And I want to say thanks. And
Feelings mutual. Thank you.
And let's torch those fuckers. Let's fuck those dick tips, all right?
Agreed.
I think Bill should take some time to see our families in case.
Yeah, the outcome of this isn't guaranteed. So.
No.
Yeah. We are expendable.
Right.
Isaac, would you like to come with me?
I think I want to visit the hospital.
Okay. We want to go. I think it'd be dumb if we go our separate ways, but maybe we go as a group and let each person
peel off.
Yeah. At least have some space.
Mm-hmm. We can do that.
If that's okay. Just strength in numbers.
Do we? Let's wait until we tell Aurora.
Altogether.
So we know everybody is in on the plan. Okay?
Okay.
And I'll speed us on our way in between the places.
Perfect. Perfect.
And this is where.
And I will memory vault that whole fucking meeting.
Okay. And this is where we're going to end this episode. Now, to start right off, I got to do the viewer vote first. Everybody gets an XP for the viewer vote, and Tark gets a bonus XP.
I'm assuming not me.
Thanks.
Yeah, you weren't there. Tark gets 1 extra XP because the viewers were really thought that was on point with Tark, coming up with some good ideas that even the storyteller had to admit it was a good idea. So Tark gets an extra XP for that. So everybody gets 1. So that means everyone here playing gets 4 plus 1 bonus for Tark. So Tark gets 5. And now the player vote. Well, except for Noah. Noah, you get 3. But you also missed 1, but I've updated the sheet already from the previous session. So
I got that.
Yep. So what we're going to do now is the player vote. So let's see who starts with the player vote. I can roll me a 10-sided die. Wow, it starts with Noah.
Isaac, easily.
Okay, so Isaac is the first of the player votes.
I've been through my fair share of shit in this game. I can very much empathize with the catharsis, and I'm happy to not be the guinea pig for some of these shadow systems.
For once, you weren't the whipping boy for the first time to experience a bad thing. I can give you that. That's good.
And you know, to be I mean, though the shadow is Isaac, to still be a different character off the bat like that is not easy either. And I thought he did a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
And to do something you know is hurting one of your central points of your character. So, Tark, your vote.
Also for Isaac. That was incredibly well played.
Alexis?
I'm going to split it between Isaac and Margot as Isaac's shadow because it was a team effort on their part and they really nailed it.
Okay. Margot.
Oh. God. I have to split it between Noah and Tam. Noah House playing drunk Noah at the beginning and Tam tearing me apart emotionally. I mean, I had already felt bad for Isaac, but just seeing that, oh.
Okay. Now we come to Isaac.
Everybody but Isaac. Because everybody put so much in. I mean, Noah. It was, yeah.
I'm going to give one to everybody, and then I'm going to give an extra one to Isaac and Margot. Because Tark actually broke his streak of bad dice rolls. He's got to get one just for rolling 6 successes, because holy shit, that's something that Lance, or, Urian never rolls 6 successes.
Never.
I mean,
doesn't happen.
And Isaac deserved one for his bad rolls. And Noah coming up with 10 on the investigation roll.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that came from. So
exploding 10s.
And I followed it up with a 2 on 10 dice. So,
So everybody gets one, and then we give an extra one to Margot and Isaac on top of that. If you watch this, go over to the Discord. Please go to the Discord. Vote. Who gets a viewer vote? As you can see, I gave one to everybody because we had a lot of viewer vote, or a lot of engagement with the vote, and a lot of people couldn't decide because good shit happened. So please vote over here in the Discord. Even if you don't want to get on the Discord to vote because you don't want to be the voting type, we cast our shows from the Discord.
You need to join us over there if you haven't.
We have a good community.
Do go vote.
But vote. But we have a great community, and we cast our shows from there, and the cast is on there. So there's a whole bunch of awesome people. We even do weekly Zoom hangouts on Friday evenings with, people can join up and hang out and just talk with cast members of various shows, or even some nights just, Relin and I and whoever else random from the Discord. So you can just hang out and chat with people to get that adult interaction. Check out our friends list. Good people, good streams. We like them. Check them out. Good stuff on there. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. You can give it to us. Give us a follow here. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a subscribe on YouTube. Bits and donations go to the players, not to Relin and I, because that's just, that's the rule. We have merch. We don't have we don't have Wraith merch. That's, nobody's drawn any real good shit to turn into merch.
No.
But
everything they turn in is invisible.
Exactly.
Or it just fades. It's weird.
It ends up getting destroyed, and next thing you know, it's in the Shadowlands, and somebody's wearing the fucking t-shirt.
Or it's just rotten and raggedy and falling apart because, entropy's a bitch.
Yeah.
It is. I will
you like it so much that when you die, you bring it on the other side and invoke a harrowing,
One of the, could be. I'll let Relin go over the schedule because I don't know what the schedule is. I can't keep track. My brain is mush.
This is episode 9. And being that this is the 24th of March, tomorrow is Shanky's birthday. And we're not streaming, of course. We're going to be recording the season finale of Wraith Life Derailed on Shanky's birthday. But on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we do have Ishvel, our Norse-inspired D&D 5e stream. As we do record these a week early, I have no idea what they did in the last session, but I'm sure they're still hunting pieces of that darn staff and probably trying to kill the big bad guy. And
trying to conclude to reach the end of Ishvel as a campaign.
Yeah, because Ishvel is actually going to be wrapping up in just a few weeks, and it's going to basically be replaced by Call of Cthulhu in May.
Just going to take a little bit of time off and then do a Call of Cthulhu right here on McStabber
Right
Studios.
here, same time slot as Ishvel. Right here on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. But do join Ishvel before it ends, because as things come to a conclusion, they tend to heat up. So you'll want to definitely tune in for that.
And I want to see somebody else ride a dare before it's over. That's
all. Okay, now Sunday on the 28th, we have Windy City After Dark, our Vampire the Masquerade V5 Chicago by Night Chronicle. That is Season 2, Episode 6 at 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. You'll want to tune in because things are getting kind of nuts. I mean, we had, we got mid-season was this past Sunday, and now we're going into the last half of the season, and boy.
Wait a minute.
Shit getting real.
I got as storyteller, I'm using my fatalism. Given what happened at the end of episode 5, there's a chance somebody could die.
Somebody might get ashed, y'all. Mm-hmm. Somebody might get ashed.
Just saying that.
Then we have on Tuesday, the 30th, we have Haunted Chronicles run by Tamshu over here, the roving DM. He runs that. That is going to be Haunted Chronicles, Black Death Chronicle, Season 3, Episode 8 on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, Wednesday, next week, the 31st. Season finale of Wraith Life Derailed. So you'll want to tune in for that. We're going to go take out fucking Orpheus, guys.
And I know we do a postseason Q&A. I know I cannot do a postseason Q&A on Wednesday, the following, when that season finale ends, because work is conflicting with that, unfortunately. So the 7th is totally out, but we will decide when we're going to do it, whether we do it on the 8th instead, which is a Thursday, or even a Friday. One of them, it's going to be based on availability of the cast.
Yep, we have to talk about that.
But I am unavailable to answer any questions on the 7th, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but I can't change what work was. So,
Yep. All righty, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you in Discord, and make sure you go vote.
Yep. And in the words of Chops, please, mental health is no laughing matter, no joking matter. This episode had a pretty dark scene that can be tough to even watch sometimes, honestly. And check in on people, check in on those you love, those you know, check in on everyone around you. Please don't assume they're okay, because odds are they're not. And if you suffer from mental health issues, please do not hesitate to reach out to those around you, to those even in our community. We try to support each other and try to help out and make sure that you get the help you need, because Wraith is a game that underscores you can't get by without these emotional attachments to each other and the things that are important. And sometimes you need to talk with somebody to help you deal with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you any less of a person. So from the cast of this amazing game here and from McStabber Studios as a whole, I thank you and good night.
Good night.